All right, we're back. I don't know what happened. I disconnected. Let's see. We back up? Yeah. So exactly what I was saying, they're gonna have, a lot of fucking people buying up the pre-orders. People are gonna eat it up. Then they're gonna look and see where they're at, in the months to come. And then some point, I wouldn't be surprised if they do bundles with a PS5 Pro. I'd be very surprised if they don't do that. I'd be very surprised if they don't do that with a fucking disc. Or they'll bundle it with the code. They'll do that too. They'll do the physical, which isn't physical, it's just a box. The only physical is the box. It's not the actual disc. You're not getting a disc. So calling it a physical is not real. Like that's bullshit. That's just fluff talk. Um, so that's what pisses me off about it is because like normally they'd like, all right, standard ultimate collectors. I mean, and I feel like they could still do announce a collectors $200. Maybe no. 150, 160, something like that, right? For a collector's edition. You get the game and some actual physical things you can collect and hold and oh shit, this is cool. I think uh, if they do it, like I wish I knew what went on in these board meetings with them. You know, like what goes on in their meetings, like that's why I'm like worried about it. Not I'm not losing sleep over this, but whose idea was it to say, all right, we will do a physical. This is what they're saying over there. This is what 2K, Take Two, 2K. This is what Take Two, I think, is gonna do. All right, guys, we'll announce two versions for now. We won't even hint at. I mean, aside from the rumor that's going around, but we won't tell them that we are gonna do a physical at some point. I don't know why you would do this, but that's the point I was trying to make. I feel like they could have still put out the 80, put out the 100, put out a 175, collector's edition, whatever. I feel like they could have done that still, but the collector's edition won't be up for pre-order until later in the year, closer to Christmas, maybe. But at least let us know that we're actually going to get that. If they're good, if that's what they're planning and they're not saying anything, that's just shitty. It's shitty. It's really shitty because there are people who want physical media who are surprised at the fact that there isn't a collector's edition or anything like that. It's just these two, and it that's why it seems so sketchy. It's only these two versions at the moment. That's why I'm so skeptical. It doesn't. It feels weird. It feels very, very strange. It feels sus. It feels fucking weird. So I don't know if I'm gonna pre-order yet. Um, if it gets down to the wire and they haven't done anything, then I'll pre-order. But I'm not worried about them running out of goddamn codes because that's not gonna happen. Right now, you can just buy the 80 and then later on in a few months, you could just upgrade to the extra that $20 since $20 for a lot of people is a big deal. I get that. I respect that. It is for me. I'm trying to get a new an apartment. I'm trying to move out. So $20. for some people is a big deal, and I get that. I respect it 100%. So if you wanted to pre-order the 80, I guess, if you wanted to, and then a few weeks from now, when you get paid, you got your bills sorted out, whatever, then drop that 20, or give it to someone as a gift, or, ask for someone like, hey, as a gift, Christmas, add this, we add a gift card, $20 for the PSN store. I'll buy this. Give it to me early so I can actually pre-order. But jeez, I don't want to look at that. I don't. Yeah, we're good. Okay. I just feel like that'd be a cleaner way to do this than what they're doing. Their rollout is just very sketchy, and I don't think it doesn't need to be. I don't think it needs to be this way. I don't think it needs to be this way at all. I don't think that I feel like they could absolutely have said, we're going to release an $80 version or edition, which is standard, the ultimate 100, and I mean that might turn people away from buying the digital. I guess it's just weird fuckery. It's just really weird fuckery that they're doing it this way, that the rollout is so, I don't think it's the way people thought it would go at all. This rollout is very strange for this game. And I'm wondering what's changed over the years. I'm wondering if this is what they were gonna do last year. Uh, Maybe it was what, 2024 they were trying to release it as well. But either way, I know they wanted to release it in 2025. Is this what they were gonna do the entire time? It's very corporate-y. It's very like right now for WWE fans, for example, when they went to Netflix, when Raw was going to Netflix, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna go there, watch every Monday, great. They 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 have a drip feed of their of the past Raw episodes from like the Attitude Era. They've select episodes, like it'll go from like, episode 102 to episode like 10, I don't know, 117. It just skips around. Like there's not complete, it doesn't boom, boom, boom. Like, and it's a drip feed so that they push people towards the newer stuff. So they weren't like, they needed the numbers to show, hey, people are watching Raw every Monday night. Why? Because they can't watch our old stuff because we have it under lock and key. We'll give them some old shit, some old episodes of Raw, but we're not going to give them every single thing like we had in, like for Peacock. When we had Peacock, the entire collection, the library was on Peacock. If I wanted to just, for a couple months, if I wanted to go back in time and watch from 97 to, I don't know, 2001, whatever, I could have done that. I did it a few times. I did a deep dive, and you get bit by the bug, you go through that, phase, and you watch for a while. I can't do that now. I cannot queue up Netflix, put on Monday Night Raw from, you know, 1997, whatever, and continue on. It won't, it'll be chopped up. It won't, episodes are missing. It's fucking stupid. It'd be worse like if they were trying to offer some kind of premium version so that you could get access to the library from the past. That'd be fucking worse. I'm surprised they didn't think to do that. Now they just upload their shit on YouTube. They do whole long ass long videos, like 5 hour videos. Hey, the entire whatever DX has run. You know, it, like I stopped watching WWE because of reasons, but because of anti-consumerism. It's just very anti like fan. You know, pricing people out, the ticket prices. Like A couple years back, I got my girl and, like at some we were talking about, hey, it'd be awesome, like uh you, us, a couple friends, we go to WrestleMania. We were gonna go to Mania or talking about going to Mania, I think when it was in Vegas 2 years ago or some odd. Not gonna happen. Not gonna fucking happen. And they're making money hand over fist. I get that somehow, even though their ticket prices are insane for what you get, for what you're getting when you go to a Monday Night Raw or go to a SmackDown. Even though it seems like they're up in the air with which one is better each week, whatever. But from what I understand, last I saw, a good portion of those 3 hours is people fucking talking and setting things up. Very little matches. And the matches that you do get are, so that's my kind of connection with, the drip feeding of Monday Night Raw episodes, bringing, holding their library captive when we had the entire fucking library on Peacock. And now, you get GTA doing something in a weird, not similar, in a weird corporate kind of way. Like, I don't think they needed to do this. I don't think they needed to do this at all. I think, like with WWE, I think if they had put their past library up, people absolutely still would have watched their Monday Night Raw live every Monday. I don't think just because you have your old library there would, like, people like, and I'm not saying I'm there too. Like, I would have tuned in. I'd still watch the old and I'd still tune in for the new. Maybe not everybody can say that. Some people only care about the old, and I get that too. But give people the option, you know? So with GTA 6 and the way it's rolling out, it's just lame. Like, I doesn't feel like this is the lamest route they could have gone, with charging 80, charging 100, not announcing any, saying no discs. But that at some point, if they do a disc, that's going to piss so many people off. So many people off. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it. I'm betting within the next, I don't know, 2 years. Within 2 years, let's see. Let's see here. I think maybe 2 years is too soon. Actually, honestly, with them, maybe not. Second quarter of 2027. They could even, like I said before, the rumor is they're releasing a physical version. Excuse me, around Christmas time. That's what I'm. That's what I keep hearing. The buzz is that at some point they're going to do a physical disc. Now, whether that has the game on it itself or just a code on it to play the game, I don't know. But if they, like, if they do, if they don't, if the rumor is wrong and they don't, like, there was a rumor that there was a lot of people who are confident in saying that we'd get a trailer today with the price reveals and the pre-orders going live, I should say. Since we didn't get a trailer, we haven't seen gameplay, as far as we know. I don't know. It leaves a sour taste. And it's because they know that we're excited. They know what they're doing with rolling it out this way, so that it's going to hurt even more when they do announce a physical copy. It's going to hurt even more. It's going to hurt way more than the price reveal today. Um, It's gonna hurt way more. It's gonna hurt way more than the 80 and $100 price tags because they're right now seemingly standing on no discs. And if they turn around and say, surprise, we're doing discs anyways, even though we said we're not gonna, it's just shitty. It's fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. It doesn't have to be that way. It's sneaky, it's slimy, it's fucking weird. Because there's people who are under the assumption they're never gonna see a disc copy. Ever. According to Rockstar, according to Take Two, they're not doing a disc. So there's people who are under the assumption, under the belief, there's not going to be a disc. So they're going to buy this because like, they don't have any other options. If they told people, hey, look, if you pre order the $100 version, when we do a disc, you'll get the disc. They won't. They won't. They won't do that. Um, but yeah, man, it's fucking weird. It seems weird and unnecessary for the rollout to feel this kind of lackluster, you know? Um, but I feel like if they, I don't know, and now I'm just kind of rambling. So that's kind of where we're at as far as GTA goes. If it's not going to happen, but I feel like if there was enough pushback, it would kind of force Rockstar or Take Two to say, all right, we are going to do a disc. We were holding out. We were keeping secrets. We're going to do a disc at some point. Fine. But it's because they know people want physical media, they're holding on to it. If there is a disc version coming, they I feel like they're trying to use the numbers for the digital pre-orders as some type of evidence like, well, look, we don't have to do discs anymore. People are going to buy just as much. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I feel like there's still enough people that like physical media that want an actual disc. And you put it in the system, it plays, you know, especially if the game isn't going to be connected to online. I love that. There should be no reason for us to not have a disc other than the leaks and all that. It's just, again, it's weird. It's a weird way to, like, even to talk about it. Like, you always run into the leaks argument. Well, like, well, if they do this, the leaks. But I feel like there's a way, a workaround they could have done to still give people a physical copy. You know, do your pre, you know, do your pre-download or whatever it is you got to do, and still have it released to the public at the same time as they're trying to do. As far from what I understand, what New Zealand, Australia, they got their pre-orders earlier, like because the time difference and all that. So who's to say, who's to say that they won't like when theirs goes live at some point that spoilers won't happen then. Does that make sense? Does that like if they already got like they had got their pre-order doors opened before the US, before mine did, whatever. Wouldn't that mean that they're gonna get to play the game a few hours or whatever, or maybe an hour earlier than the rest of the world because of the time difference? Like, who's to say that like something's gonna get released? Something's gonna come out. I was also skeptical because I have the kind of luck where I'm like, you know, I can watch people pre-order it and it's fine. But for whatever reason, I have that weird thought in the back of my head, like, all right, I'll pre-order it, $100, boom, and then 30 minutes later, the next day, whatever, Rockstar Games, we're gonna delay it again. Thank you for your pre-order, you're locked in, but we're delaying it again. But surprise, we're gonna do discs. You know, I just feel like I'm trying to not, I don't want to think negative, but they've kind of put that on themselves with, in the past, doing the definitive edition trilogy and signing off on it saying, yep, it's good, put it out, we don't care, and then having it be in the state that it was. And then even after the fact, I don't think much work was done on it. Some, but I don't think a whole lot of work was done to fix it. So that's why it just all seems very strange and unnecessary for the rollout to feel the way it does. I'm still excited, but now it's a bittersweetness to that excitement. I hope it's not going to happen. I don't think. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I would love if they said, you know what, we are going to do discs, but they're going to be after the fact. Something. There's got to be a workaround to avoid the leaks, still get people a disc. You can pre-download it, but there's still got to be a way to work around people not getting spoiled, people not seeing spoilers. I'm not sure what that is. Again, I'm trying to like rack my brain around why they still haven't even released gameplay yet. I think that would make a lot of people feel better about putting $100 down or $80 down if they released a trailer with gameplay. I think that would soothe a lot of people, but I think the major thing that would make people a lot happier is coming forward and saying, yes, we are going to do a physical copy, because I think they're going to. I think it's crazy to think they'll never do one. It's just weird. It's just weird. That's why I haven't pre-ordered yet. I don't know when I will, but if it starts to get, closer and closer and closer, and they still haven't said jack shit, then I'm gonna do it. Or I'll do the 80, and then a week or two after that, I'll do the 20. I'll grab the upgrade. But I don't like any of this at all. I don't like any of this. I don't like the way it's. People say it has to be this way. I don't think it has to be this way. I think if there's enough pushback from the consumer, the company has to listen. It happened with, I mean, you couldn't ignore it, but it happened with Cyberpunk. Um, I'm trying to think. It happened with the Mortal Kombat Legacy, the Legacy game that came out. I don't think it wasn't what people were being told they were going to be buying completely. I think they've had to patch in and fix some bugs and all that, sound and all that not working right in certain in certain fight arenas. So, I mean, nobody's thinking the game's going to suck when it comes out. Nobody's thinking it's going to be bug filled, but it just doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be this way. I don't think it has to be this way. I don't want to pre-order and then have buyer's remorse and I mean, maybe it would be easy to cancel the purchase, cancel the pre-order, and then just, you know, but I feel like they're being secretive on purpose. The game itself leaks, story beats, story plot, all that. Uh, I don't know. I off the top of my head, I don't know if it's been revealed and how large the file is going to be for the game. They got no problem telling us how much they want for it. They won't tell us how much space you're gonna need for it. They won't. They got no problem telling us how much it costs, but they have a problem with giving people other options on how they want to own something or buy something. And I wasn't planning on, if I'm being honest, I was not planning on buying this digitally. I would have loved to buy a physical copy of this, 100%. Um, I don't care if I got to put two discs in to download, and I don't care. I don't give a shit. I would have done it for this game. It would have been worth it for GTA 6. That's what I think people were willing to do certain things or go about this a certain way, or a lot of people would have bought a physical copy. And I think it sucks that because leaks is the main point that keeps getting pointed out, it's just very bittersweet. It sucks. Um, I would say vote with your wallet, but it's not going to matter because of how massive this game is. We don't even really know if they needed to delay it. Like we believe we believe we hear what we're told, but whether that's completely factual is another story. Did it really need another, another half a year or whatever to for polish? Did it really need that? Was this no nothing like just a code? Like it just seems so impersonal. You just get a code with a paper, a paper with a code on it. It just seems very impersonal. Like they with the cover art, they could have said, "Hey, we're gonna do physical, and you get a map, something, something. You communicate with your fan base. It's not hard. It isn't hard at all. It's not difficult. I, they're making this experience difficult. Like we shouldn't feel like we're kicking and screaming getting to November 19th. It shouldn't feel like we're kicking and screaming getting to November 19th because of their lack of communication with us. I can't like show us a shootout for fuck's sake. Show it something. I don't know why. I don't know what their mentality is for not showing gameplay. Is it like they? And that's the thing. Like they know they can get away with it, but they shouldn't be. If this would be like, I'm not doing anything until you show me gameplay. Like show me some game mechanics, something. It's it's very strange they haven't done that yet, but they're asking for money. All of it is just very sketchy. It's very, very sketchy, and it takes me back to again the definitive trilogy edition. That reveal wasn't sketchy. The rollout was very, here it is. Here's the trailer. I don't think people were happy with the 60 FPS 30, that kind of thing. I don't think people were happy about that. But they allowed those games to be re-released, polished, whatever you want to call that. Whatever Grove Street Games did to it. They signed off on that, knowing, having to know what it looked like, how it played. They know how excited we are for this game. They have no problem asking you for $80. They have no problem asking you for $100. But they are not going to tell you if they're doing a physical. They're not going to show you gameplay of something they expect a lot of people to buy just on merit. This is a purchase based off of on merit, not not gameplay. We've seen trailers, they're gorgeous, but this is a purchase made off of merit. You're buying this, you're leasing it, whatever the fuck they want to call it. It's so slimy, you know. They did just that in and of itself. Yeah, it's it's really shitty. It's really shitty that these are the times that we're in. I don't like it. I'm very big on physical media. Um, I have I just got all of South Park up until season 20 something. I went to Walmart. I saw they had a whole collection of George Carlin stand-up specials. Um, a whole collection of them. Uh, I didn't even bother. I didn't know that existed before I went to Walmart, first of all. Apparently it came out last year, a couple years ago. But I wouldn't have bought something like that digitally, I don't think. A lot of times if I do it, it's in this spur of the moment. I'd like to show someone a movie in that moment. I don't have it with me. Here, let's just stream it. I got paid today. Here, whatever, it's fine. But as I mentioned before, I had every intention to buy GTA 6 um, on disc. When it came out, the collector's edition, whatever they put out with the lockbox and the big duffel bag, the cash bag, whatever, I wanted that so bad, but was not employed at the time. I was, God, how old was I then? I don't know if I had enough time to save up for it. I think I was working, but it was a very like a clean up like a stock guy at a grocery store. So needless to say, I wasn't in a financial point to buy a collector's edition like that was. I think it may have been 50. I don't remember what GTA 5's original release was. It 2013. They had their collector's edition. I don't remember what that cost initially, but point is I couldn't buy it. I think I asked for it for Christmas that year. That was the only thing I wanted for Christmas that year, and it was too expensive. Um, but so to come around now, I'm, geez, I'm gonna be 30, 34 next week. Um, and the other, GTA 5 came out 2013, something like that. So now that I could kind of afford a collector's edition, I'd love to buy one, but they're not even announcing it. And if they do announce it, it won't be now, which really, really, that's that's an annoying point because I can't believe they're not gonna. I don't believe they won't put out a disc version or a collector's edition. I don't believe that. I don't believe they won't. If they wait until after a lot of people have locked in a pre-order and then they come out with it, that's just shady to me. It's just fucking shady. Um, I've seen the screenshots on their site. I've seen the site update that they did. I've seen all of the benefits that you're getting from the Ultimate Edition. I've seen it. Very cool, cool stuff. The cheetah with the red stripe. It looks sick. I can't lie. It looks very sick. Um, but it's it's all sick. It's it's just bittersweet ultimately. It's like a cloud looming over, your daughter's sweet 16 or your wedding day. It's that looming like that doesn't look right. So that's why I haven't pre-ordered yet. Um, if they don't do any other editions or versions, um, I'll cave. I'll get the ultimate because I want the actual game, not the $80 one, which may not be locking missions up and all that story stuff, story content. I get that, but people were worried it would cost $100. The real one does cost $100. I don't care if people, yeah, it's cosmetic. I don't care. I'll still buy it. Again, if there's no physical copy release announced or a collector's edition announced, that'll be what it is. But you can't tell me a lot of people were planning on buying this physical, not even for nefarious reasons, not even to leak it. They love physical media. They wanted to own it. They wanted the actual disc. So I I believe they're going to do a physical release at some point, whether they announce it in the next coming months after pre-orders close, or they do it next year or 2028. I believe they're going to do a physical copy. It's just really shitty and shady and slimy that they're not telling us right now. And they're not telling us how large the file is either for the game. They're not telling us how big it is. Maybe that'll spoil something too. But I think one of the spoilers that they want to avoid people seeing or getting leaked out is that Jason's a cop. I think that Jason is some type of law enforcement, whether he's in deep cover. I think he might be in some type of deep cover, and that's why. I think that's one of the main reasons why they don't want things getting out. Or maybe he's responsible for Lucia getting arrested, get her getting locked up. Like he could have done something to to not have that happen, and he didn't jump at the chance to save her. Um, or yeah, I think that he's a cop. He's doing some kind of double thing, and I think that it's such a major thing in the game that that's why they're not doing this. I don't like it. I don't stand by it. I'm not going to defend it. I get it, but it doesn't change any of what I've already said. It sucks. It's shitty. I still think they could have done some type of workaround to avoid leaks and still give people what they actually were expecting for this release instead of it being rolled out the way that it is. Um, so I might come back on in a few. Um, right now, that's kind of where I'm at. I haven't pre-ordered yet. I don't know when I'm going to. Uh, if it gets down to, get down to kind of the nub, I'll pre-order it because they're essentially making it pointless to get a physical copy because that is also digital. It just sucks. It just sucks. So at the moment, that's all I have. If there's any updates, um, maybe a trailer, cross fingers. We can all hope that we get a trailer soon. We get gameplay in that trailer. That's my biggest hope. I think if that's a lot of people's holdout is you get a gameplay trailer, and then all right, fine. Now I feel more comfortable. But just the sketchy corporate rollout, this is not how it should have gone. I don't know who makes these type of decisions there. I feel like there's a happy medium. I feel like there's a happy medium where they could communicate with us a bit better. That way we understand what's going on. But because we don't have that, things feel very up in the air, very bittersweet, very strange, very like sketchy. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I think I'm gonna jump back on. I wanted to play, I wanted to stream Until Dawn, but I am under the impression that I can stream it, but I don't think my camera will work, which kind of sucks. It doesn't really seem to make any that doesn't make much sense to me. Maybe it has to do with some of the gameplay mechanics in the game. Where you have to be still and all that. I don't know, but if I can't use the camera, I can at least still record and I'll still stream it to YouTube. You just won't be able to see my beautiful face. So, um, with that, I'm going to close this out for the moment. Like I said, I might jump back on in a few. And if I can get Until Dawn working with my camera, great. If not, I'll just I'll kind of broadcast that for now. But yeah, so we are gonna let's see here. I might even just pause for a few. All right, I shall be back.